Welcome to Cat Ba. We hopped on a bus about 3.5 hours east of Hanoi to the island of Cat Ba, which is known for its beautiful scenery and also a massive national park. Unfortunately, we nailed a couple of days right in the middle of a storm. So it is supposed to rain all 3 days that we are here. Yesterday we were already here and it poured all day, so we mostly just watched movies in our room. But this morning we had a little break in the rain, so we are hopping out on a walk around the island because I think we're gonna get socked in this afternoon. So for now we're just headed to the beach, and then there's it's called a rocky trail that loops us around to another beach and then back to town. Hopefully tomorrow there's a break in the rain and we can go to the national park, but we'll see. So we have made it to what on the map is called Cat Ba Beach number 3. We are going to walk all along this cliff's edge back here and around, and it'll take us to Cat Ba Beach number 1. There are 3 beaches here in Cat Ba, so we're going to take what's called the Rock Trail to the next beach. I think on a clear day this would be absolutely amazing. With all the rain and fog from the storm, it's kind of hard to see out into the bay, but even with this you can see tons of islands out in this bay here. It is very cool. We are finishing our walk. It is starting to get very wet, but I'm so glad we got out before the rain really set in. I think we might be bound to the indoors for the rest of the day, unfortunately, but it was a beautiful walk, and yeah, now we're headed back to the hotel. It is our last day in Cat Ba, and it is not raining, which is amazing. Now, it is definitely not a clear day, but it is not actively raining, so we took this opportunity to head to Cat Ba National Park. We hopped on the local bus, which is kind of difficult, and beforehand it was unclear if it actually existed, but it did. So we hopped on the local bus to the national park, and we just paid the entry fee for our tickets, and we're starting a hike up to the peak. So the local bus dropped us off at the National Park headquarters, and when we got our entrance tickets, I asked if there's a map, and the lady said the trail is very obvious. So just sent us on our way down the trail, and so far it is very obvious. It is just like a concrete path, and there was a map that goes up to the main peak and the lookout point, so that's where we're headed. Here's our map. We are here and we're headed to this Sat viewpoint way up here. This is definitely jungle hiking. Massive vines, it is very humid, but we're really lucky because the path is mostly stone. So even though it's been raining for like a week, it's not muddy, but lots of stairs. I'm out of breath. I am just making my way up the final scramble. Let's see if I can show you guys what it looks like. So here's the scramble. The steps are really gone, but I just got to poke my head out of the tops of the trees, and I got the first glimpse of the view. just made it to the viewpoint. There's like I guess it's probably not a fire tower, but that's what we would say it is in the US. In the jungle, it's probably just a viewpoint tower. And incredible views. Behind me, you can see the actual peak of the mountains. I'll head up there next. But that was a good time to keep my hair and soak in these incredible jungle mountains. We are officially up on the top of the peak. Let's see if you can see behind me. Right here is the pagoda we were at. And it had great views, but the peak has 360 views. Worth the scramble for sure. Just finished the hike in Cat Ba National Park, and along with the National Park ticket is entrance into one of the caves here. And so it's just a kilometer down the road from the park headquarters, so headed there next, just walking along like a 10-minute walk or something, and we'll check out the cave. Just made it to the entrance for the cave, and they checked my ticket from the national park, and here we go. I think this is only maybe a 1 kilometer walk or something, maybe even less. But the guy at the front said stay right, so here's our turn. To be able to roam free in a cave. I would say we went to a couple in Europe, and you definitely had to have a tour guide with you. You didn't just get to explore. So this is very cool. This is so cool. You know, coming out to the park, I'd really put my energy, or knew I wanted to do that hike up to the peak, and I had kind of left the cave as an afterthought, but this is so fun. I love it. I know there's another cave closer to the town of Cat Ba called Hospital Cave, and they used that as a hospital during the Vietnam War, and we did not go to that one, but I'm sure it's also fascinating. It's just so fun to wander around a cave, free roam. So the camera's about to die. So I guess I'll put you away as I kind of finish making my way through the cave, and the bus coming soon anyways, so great outing to Cat Ba National Park. It rained basically our entire time in Cat Ba, so that was a little bit of a bust for us. Still beautiful, but it's finally a clear day, and we are on the ferry headed to Ninh Binh for the next couple of days.